Welcome back to the third Purrcast. I have a special guest, Dr. Sarah Hokinson.
Hello.
And today we have a very special birthday to celebrate. The birthday of Bryce Young, Panthers starting quarterback, and in my opinion, the best Panthers player of all time. Well, my favorite Panthers player of all time. I don't know about the best just yet because he only played for 3 years, but over time, probably.
Happy birthday, Bryce Young.
So he's turning 25. He's getting up there. You know, it's crazy that already going into his fourth season. I feel like he's going into his second, but that's maybe just because he didn't have a lot of playing time in 2024. That's high school. But today we are going to be doing an episode that we will talk about later too. Later in the month. Or maybe, probably later in the month. Where we are going to be talking about Bryce Young. Now, Mom, what comes to your mind when you think of Bryce Young?
I think of joy. I've really enjoyed watching him play. I feel like he always has a smile on his face. He seems really happy. I also, when I think of Bryce Young, I think of good role model because at least the image that he projects publicly, he seems like someone who gives back and who is especially kind to kids. I was really impressed when I read online that he hosted a summer football camp for 300 kids and he posed for pictures with every single kid individually and took the time to get to know them. And I just feel like he didn't have to do that. It shows he's a pretty nice guy.
That's true. And, the other thing is just great relationship with his parents, that's a big role model thing, they are super big supporters. And I think that's where, the mental health comes from as well, Bryce Young, whenever you talk about Bryce Young, you always talk about the game-winning drives. And, Bryce Young normally credits the, mental health, and his parents definitely contributed to that. His dad, mental health therapist, So, Mom, do you have any favorite play you can remember from Bryce Young?
Yes, actually, in the game that we went to last year against the Buccaneers, there was a touchdown play where he was scrambling, and honestly, I thought it was going to be a sack. And somehow it was not a sack, and I think he rolled to his left, and he threw a touchdown pass.
To JT Sanders.
It was very cool.
So we should watch that play on YouTube right now. And that's true. 3rd and 5. We were inside the 10. It was pretty exciting, and we were down 17-13. So it was basically you kind of had the score. It was only the third quarter, but still, and honestly, I think that might be one of my favorite Bryce Young plays. But honestly, the other touchdown he had that game before the half to T-Mac was also really good. That
was a great pass, and it was basically right in front of us.
I know, that was really exciting too.
It was on our end of the field, and we were in the front row, so we had a front row seat, and it was really good.
Yeah, I agree. Well, he didn't rush. Passing touchdown versus Books. Well, that's also another good play. His throw to Adam Thielen. Remember that game in 2024? And it went to overtime, and we got the go-ahead win. All right, well, maybe we can just find it. And we can find it in this. This is a great YouTube channel.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is
probably right here. Did I type it?
Brought him down.
Almost. Well, I'm on the right drive.
Seam and event.
3rd and 5.
He's trying to, and he'll have a few more.
Pretty great play. I also thought it was going to be a sack.
Coming right at him, and
broke the tackle.
He cuts back.
And then he just runs, and then he throws it. He's wide open. They were rushing him on all sides, and instead of continuing the run and stopping short of the goal line, he saw the open man and yeah, it was very exciting because that was unexpected.
Yeah, that is, if you're scrambling, I personally thought I remember watching that play, I just wanted him to run it in, because I think he had room, but touchdown, because if you're scrambling, they're going to, press forward on you, so he had JT Sanders open. Now, fun fact about Bryce Young. He likes basketball. He played a lot in middle school because he really started his football career in high school. So he played against his dad a lot in middle school. He likes basketball quite a lot. His favorite team is the Lakers. Though I don't know now that LeBron got traded, because I think he's really a LeBron fan. So
maybe he's going to become a Sixers fan now.
It's true. He did grow up in Southern Cali, so he probably is just a Lakers fan and likes LeBron. So
yeah, it's hard not to like LeBron, especially if he's playing for your team. But maybe the Lakers will, but maybe he'll just switch altogether and get some Hornets love since he's in California or in Carolina now.
That is true.
I've never seen the movie. It says here on his fun facts that his favorite movie is Paid in Full. I've never seen that movie.
I don't even know what it is.
We should search for what that movie is about.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but also this was all these information was recorded in an interview taken in 2023. So if you personally know Bryce Young and you're watching this and it isn't true, that's not really, it kind of is my fault because I guess there might be a way I could find updated information, but this is 2023 Bryce Young. It still could be current, but who knows?
Oh, so it's a crime drama starring Woody Harris, Mekhi Phifer, and Cameron about three friends who rise to power in the 1980s drug trade, loosely based on the real lives of three people. And so it sounds like pretty intense.
Wow.
It's not a movie I've seen, but...
Me either. I'm not sure. Now, let's look at the 2025 season. And, what do you remember the Week 13 game against the Rams where he threw a touchdown to Tetro McMillan on the 4th and 2 to give us the lead? It was kind of deep.
It was very exciting. That game in general, I felt like he was very composed. There was a lot of back and forth in that game, and I felt like he really kept his composure. I think for quarterbacks, that's a time when they can make mistakes, and I felt like he did a good job of keeping the team together.
I think that game can arguably be considered Bryce Young's best game. His highest passer rating ever, 147.1. But there's also an argument for the Falcons game where he had 448 passing yards. But, that game, I feel like that just speaks on the type of football Bryce Young plays. Just, that game obviously very back and forth. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4... I don't know how many lead changes, but there's definitely 5+ lead changes. And I think Bryce Young really, obviously, I think the defense was, the pinnacle of that game. Just the 3 turnovers, pick 6, and then obviously the game-winning fumble. But Bryce Young played really well. 147 points. Oh, that's... Yeah, it was 147.1. I was right. Let's go. I knew it was 147. But, obviously, and also the Bucs game, I think he is really, really good when, matters most, which I think is honestly the most important stat as a quarterback, because being good when you need a game-winning drive is going to win you games. And if you're good in the first half, you can still win games, but it's not going to be guaranteed, You can go up 28-14 in the first half, but if you can't win the game-winning drives, you're going to lose a lot of the close games.
The Falcons know all too well that you could be up 28-3 and still lose a Super
true.
Bowl. So,
or 21-7 and then lose in overtime to Bryce Young.
So either way, I mean, I just wanted to hate on the Falcons because this is a Panthers podcast.
That's true.
So I appreciate the opportunity to bring in.
That's true. I agree because it also connects to this. Speaking of hating on the Falcons, Mom, do you know what record Bryce Young has against the Falcons?
Is he undefeated?
No, he's not undefeated.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be cool. Well, I mean, the only game he lost, he's 4-1 against them, but he lost his first ever NFL game. So I feel like you got to cut him a little slack for that. Like,
rookie
week 1 of 2023. Yeah, I mean,
that's
your rookie year, first ever NFL game. So I mean, I feel like you got to come. But 4 straight wins against them is pretty good.
That is pretty good. I mean, because your division is one of those divisions where I feel like no wins are guaranteed. Like, it's a pretty competitive division within the division, even if some years you all have not been a little non-competitive outside of the division.
Right.
And I feel like there's a lot of, hype and hate and rivalry in the division. And so the fact that he's 4-1 against the Falcons is good, and hopefully his record will continue to be improved to 6-1 this year. And we will.
It's looking promising. And I feel like our division, like the Falcons and Saints, are just always hyped up to begin the season. Like everyone's always like super high on them, and then they always have disappointing seasons.
They're like the Cowboys of your division.
Yes. And also the NFC South this year is the only division to have a team not have a team with 5 wins or less. Every team had more than 5 wins, so they're very close to each other in record and competitiveness.
Yeah.
Which is,
I think that's true.
You can really see that in the games. I don't think the only real blowout this year was honestly when the Panthers won against the Falcons 30-0. So.
I mean, you gotta love a shutout.
Yeah.
I mean, the Falcons had some issues this year at quarterback, which just goes to show you how important it is that the Panthers re-upped with Bryce Young, solidifying his career as a Panther.
Exactly.
Because when you have someone with a lot of promise and talent, you gotta invest in them. So, good job, Panthers. We're happy to have Bryce Young back.
Was extended. I remember being in homeroom when that happened. Pretty exciting.
Yeah. Did your whole homeroom break out into song and cheers?
No, only me.
Only
unfortunately. But that was pretty exciting. I honestly, I think I saved the date. Did I save the date? That might be true.
Did you mark it on your calendar?
I might have saved the date. I know it's on my school account. Is this my school? No, it's not. Because I know I was saving, but this will be pretty cool if I did actually. Alright. Oh, there it is. That's true. It was. I did save the date. It was February. No, not. Oh my gosh, April 30th.
2026.
I did save the date. That's pretty exciting.
And so, how long is this new contract?
It's through the 2027 season. So it's the 5th-year option.
Okay, so it's like this season and then next season.
Yeah, pretty exciting. Wonder what he's gonna do with the money. This brings me to my next thing. Mom, if you could ask Bryce Young one question, what would you ask him?
I would want to know, like, what... I've always been really curious, and I'd be curious, actually, since you used to play football, even from your perspective, I would want to know when he is being rushed and he has the ball, like, what's going through his head? Like, is he, like, because it's just interesting, as a person, if someone's, like, chasing you or, like, coming at you, I would just love to know how you control that, like, almost automatic physical adrenaline. Like, does he feel any panic, or he's just so used to it, and he's calm, and he knows what the play is, and he's looking for the open person. Like, he seems very calm. But, I would think it would be quite alarming if large men were running at you at full speed. And so I just find that fascinating that, people in the quarterback position during the rush, like, I want to know, like, what are they thinking about? Are they actually thinking about the people that are rushing towards them? How do they compartmentalize that in their brain? So I don't know, when you were running back and you were running with the ball and someone was like coming at you, like, did you think about the fact that they were going to tackle you, or were you looking to get around them?
You always think about if they're going to tackle you, because, it's kind of something to look out for. But, I feel like you don't really think about getting tackled because, like, you don't want to think about it because, like, you don't want it to happen. So you think about how can you avoid that. So, honestly, like, you just get, like, used to it, I'm sure. Like, first time ever, maybe even the first game ever, like, I'm sure it's definitely not as comfortable, but you definitely get used to it.
Because in my sport of long-distance running, I don't have people, like, chasing me or running at me. I have people running with me and beside me and sometimes past me. And sometimes I run past them, but, there's not the violence. It's just like, I just think, like, how are you not startled? Like, there's people coming at me,
My question for Bryce Young is, what is the one throw that it was just an absolutely perfect pass, but the receiver dropped it? What is, like, the one throw that he wishes was caught?
He wants back?
Well, not necessarily back, because, like, it wasn't his fault, but, like, just, like, painful, because, like, obviously you can't really show that on the field. You can't get, like, mad at your receiver for dropping it, like, live. But, like,
Yeah. As a quarterback, I think as a quarterback, the thing that would be frustrating to me is, like, when on paper it's an interception, but it's like because the receiver bobbles the ball, or like the throw is perfect, but the receiver makes a mistake and then the defense can capitalize it. I think it's kind of unfair that counts against the quarterback and their rating, and because the ball was tampered with, if you will, by the
I actually have a perfect example of that for Bryce Young. And it was pretty fortunate because it came
tacos,
from
chicken.
Phone race for the order tonight.
He's gonna do great this season.
Pounds.
It's probably this last.
Crispy, airy, lightly charred at home. Magic. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
It's so fresh.
Carolina has hung around. They got a 1 point.
As you can see the gap right here at the bottom.
Young rolls the pocket, walks it for Lee.
Get it! Bucket, and it just
makes the catch! Oh no, it's picked! Kamara is off the...
There's not much you can do, but, I'm sure that might have been one of them, but I feel like, even, like, it would be going back to, like, his entire football career. I'm sure there's, like, one that's been dropped for, like, a touchdown and, like, overtime or something like that, so...
I'd also love to know, how does he recover from games? Like, because he's not, like, a super big guy, right? So, like, there's not a lot of, like, meat on him, so to speak. So, like, again, when these big people are, like, tackling him to the ground, and I'm sure he gets bruised up and banged up, even with the pads on, like, is he a cold plunge guy? Is he, like... does he get massages? Like, what is his recovery routine? I would be interested to know that.
And this is another thing about Bryce. He only missed one game last year, which obviously isn't ideal. But, if you look at a lot of, like, the players in like, just a lot of quarterbacks in general, I feel like for his size, it's pretty impressive how he's able to stay healthy. Yeah, all the time. Like, he's only been injured for 2 games in his career. One against the Seahawks in week 3 of 2023, and then one against the Bills in week 8 of this year. But, like, you look at Jaden Daniels, who is, I would say, around the same weight. Maybe, I don't know. Bryce Young's 204 pounds. Jaden Daniels. Well, that's not how you spell Jaden Daniels. He's 210, so he even weighs more than Bryce Young. But he's getting, like, injured, and you look at a lot of the players, and obviously, I think there's some extent, but in Jaden Daniels' case, I feel like he's not actually suffering like, you know, the grotesque like ACL tears. It's more of just like getting like bruised up and stuff. Like obviously, you know, ACL tears, I feel like that doesn't matter how much you're durable or whatever. It's just an ACL tear.
I agree because I mean we've been interested in the show Quarterback. We just finished this season, and which was sort of full of injuries. I just feel like I mean, all of the quarterbacks
every single quarterback
banged up. Injured. And season before,
I don't think Joe Flacco did.
You know, there were injuries and even substitutions where quarterbacks were playing poorly, and then other quarterbacks came in, and in some cases didn't do that much better. So I think the quarterback is a tough position, and it's a tough position to stay healthy and. You know, I think he must have a good self-care routine or a good physical therapist. So, Bryce, tell us your secrets. I mean, I'm going to run a half marathon in the fall. I need to know how to keep my legs moving in a good direction.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I wish Bryce Young did quarterback. That'd be great. He just doesn't seem like, you know, just knowing interviews. He doesn't seem like the type of person. He's not very, you know, loud and talkative about like himself. So. Very, you know, quiet and stuff, so.
Yeah, I don't think he likes the attention. I feel like he would only do that show if he could highlight, like, a charity or something that was important to him.
You know, very, very humble player, which is sad for a fan like me.
But maybe T-Mac will do wide receiver, and then he'll be in it, like, by association.
Well, that is true, because maybe, or just, I feel like if any Panthers player was on any show like that, they would still highlight Bryce Young just because how much of a influence he is on the team. Like, I feel like that would be a big thing.
Well, Bryce Young, I hope the steel curtain doesn't mess you up this season, even though I'm rooting for the Steelers. I hope that TJ Watt is kind to you and lays you gently on the ground as he sacks you multiple times.
Well, I do not foresee that happening because...
I thought that was a nice birthday wish. I was, like, kind about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just unrealistic. You're predicting him to get sacked. What side does TJ Watt play? Does he play left outside linebacker?
TJ Watt is...
it doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
Well, I mean, we can just go probably here.
But I think he's on the.
I think he's on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, our new right tackle Monroe Freeling will probably handle the job, and if not, you know, I think our receivers will get open and Bryce Young will make a play. Because you know, I'm excited for the season. Bryce Young definitely showed a lot more ownership in the offense, and it will be interesting to see what happens as a new play caller for Bryce Young in this offense. You know, I'm super excited. I really hope he plays at least just one drive in preseason. Honestly, I only want one drive because just no injuries. And I just want to see at least once.
We want you healthy. Want you ready to go. Right. Happy birthday, Bryce Young. I hope you're having a great day. We hope you're eating your favorite food. Finn had a poke bowl to celebrate your birthday.
It's true. Poke and sushi. I wonder what his favorite type of sushi is because there's a lot of types.
Yeah, we could ask him that too.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep pounding, and happy birthday, Bryce Young.